What?
Here we go. Oh,
Yeah.
what?
Hey, now.
GM, Adrian.
I'm ready.
And here we go.
Yeah. I was ready 8 minutes ago, but
she
now
was
I'm
totally
not.
ready. I was not ready. We're having a day. There's like one thing happening, but there's just a lot of casts about it.
About that one thing. Justin has some words about that.
Just that one thing happening. Yes, and I have that as well. So this is going to be fun. It's fun when it's like this. I like it when it's like this. It's kind of fun. But we're going to talk about all the things of Farcaster Pro. We also have a few other things going on, like the Octant and Purple retro round that we're going to dive into. And we will be back with all of that in just 58 seconds. We'll see you in almost a minute. Welcome to GM Farcaster, bringing you everything from breaking news to spicy memes to the deep lore shaping this vibrant digital community. More than just a show, GM Farcaster is your digital third space where the community connects, the stories unfold, and the culture thrives. Whether you're a daily caster or just dropping by, we've got the latest buzz to keep you plugged in. So grab your coffee and let's dive in with your hosts, Nanish Prof and Adrian, for another episode of GM Farcaster. And thank you to our premier partner, Octant. Be sure to check out all the latest at octant.app and mint your Dgens and Dragons cards at highlight.xyz. GM Farcaster. It is Wednesday, May 28th, and you are here with Nanish Prof and Adrian for 29 minutes-ish of Farcaster news to start your day. Give us a retweet, give us a recast, tell people you're watching. We're excited to dive into Pro, changed our names up a little bit. I realized if I just drop the F, it's cleaner and I get Nanish Pro. So there you go.
I couldn't do anything with my name. So you could just call me Adrian the Pro.
The Pro. And then Toady Hawk is Toady Hawk Procaster. As opposed to Tony Hawk Pro Skater, just to make sure everybody understands the joke, because it's always better when you have to explain the joke. I found that definitely makes it better. So yeah, a lot of fun on the timeline. We're going to dive into it all because yesterday 10,000 new Pro subscribers came on board, plus more than that. Remember last week, like 5 days ago, when Dan was like, 1,000 people aren't going to buy a Pro subscription. So the original plan was there were going to be 1,000 NFTs. I think the NFTs were actually going to be what you were going to buy. And then he was like, wait, hold on. Let me rethink, because we're all like, no, it's a bad idea, Dan. It's a really bad idea, because those are going to get sniped like crazy.
So you could sell 1,000. I guess you could sell 1,000 at $1,000 each, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Probably would have sold. So upped it to 10,000, $120 annual subscription, and for this you get, as of right now, a badge. That's it. We are crazy people. More things coming, more features coming, but literally right now you get a check mark and that's it. So pretty much, what you get on Twitter for about the same price, a little less actually. I think I pay 11 a month on Twitter for the check. But what will be coming with that is a collectible NFT, which is being made by our friend Miguel, who's amazing, who does these very cute little animations and just a badge. That's it. So that's coming as well, and that'll be airdropped to the subscribers. So there's no sniping needed. You can still buy a Pro subscription, even though you will not get the collectible NFT for the top 10,000, the first 10,000, I should say, not top. who managed to buy one yesterday. And also very important, let's get close for this. Adrian, you're on. Would you like to tell the people?
Yeah.
And
I saw people questioning whether or not they were going to do it because they were like, look, $120 is not a insignificant amount of money. And why would I do it? Like, I don't. And the answer is for a badge. Like, you really don't need it. It's okay. Life's going to go on. It doesn't change anything. A lot of jokes on the timeline about like, I'm only going to talk to people who have
and we're going to talk about that. Yeah.
And blocking people who aren't. That's just a joke. And I actually like the resistance of people who are not, like, especially in this space, be a little contrarian. Anyway, it's okay. Like, whether you got the badge or not, you're good enough, smart enough, people like you. And that's it.
And it's not your worth. It's not your worth, people. It's all good. It's all good. Very important. Wanted to make sure we got that right up front before we dive into some of these other things. This is from Dan. Can I still subscribe to Farcaster Pro? Yes. Farcaster Pro is bound to your account FID and will give you additional features to your account over time. Again, the first 10,000 subscriptions included a limited edition NFT, but all future features we're working on will go to all Pro subscribers. It won't matter if you have the NFT or not. It's optional, does not increase your reach, visibility, or rewards. So there will be other features we add for all accounts. It will be a mix. So that was the other thing they said. So important points. The other thing is, we sold 10,000 at 120 Pro subscriptions for the protocol today with stable coins on base, no hiccups for less than $10 in gas fees. That's pretty amazing. It was very quick, very smooth. I had no issues doing the subscription. Seemed like everything went well. It was able to be captured on Dune very quickly, except I think for those who paid in warps. It looks like there were some different things there, but other than that, all good. And the information is now publicly available that others could use if they choose to.
Unless you paid with warps, then it's not publicly available.
Yet.
Then it's me and Tiago and I forget who else. There's a few others.
I'm gonna guess nonlinear, maybe. It has like, I think Goose. Probably Goose. Goose has like 2 million warps or something insane. Because people kept sending him warps for no reason. And then he would say, don't send me warps, and people would send more.
Can we just go back and really just like double click or just like pause for a minute that like there were $1.2 million worth of transactions that happened paid with crypto
over 6 hours. Over a 6-hour period.
Yeah, like in a very short period of time. So I guess let's even assume, I think the warps is probably negligible. If you're taking credit card payments, like what's the fee for credit? Is it 3%?
2 to 3%. Yeah.
Okay. So you're spending like, so 20, like $24,000, $36,000 worth
something
of fees.
Like that. Yeah. Crazy.
I mean, hello? What?
Yeah.
And like,
Incredible.
No one's talking about this?
Well, we are.
This only has 835 likes.
Oh,
and 10,000 views.
There you go.
836. I just like things like this just blow my mind.
I think that part of it is kind of, that's why I pulled this cast too. It was like, this is interesting. You know, this is interesting if you dial it down and think about it like that. This is, you know, anytime something like this happens in Web 2, like a ticket sale of some sort, there's always problems. There's always snipers. There's, you know, there's many issues. Always. There's huge lines. Something goes wrong. And this went very smooth. And it was, it was a one-click situation. So that's pretty cool.
I wouldn't say we were immune to issues, but it's just from like the fees. And
the fees, it's crazy.
And the speed, like it shows up, it's just instant in an address. So
yeah, it literally was one refresh and my little check was there. So Very cool. Very, very cool. My little check, got my little badge.
You got what you
Got
paid
my
for.
paid for. I paid for a badge. That's what I paid for. That's everything
I
else
guess
is
we could,
gravy. Everything
yeah,
else is
maybe
gravy.
I'll launch like a Chrome extension and charge people like $80 for that will put a check next to their name so they can feel good.
You do it half price. How about 60?
Yeah, I'll sell 5,000 of
50%.
them and
Yeah, that's funny. Farcaster Pro near-term roadmap. This is from Dan. As a reminder, this applies to all Pro subscriptions, regardless of whether you have an NFT. The Pro subscription is bound to your Farcaster account FID. Ship on-chain contracts, protocol changes for Pro. B, a new previously unannounced benefit launching in the next day or two. Don't know what that is. C, 10K character casts. D, up to 4 images in cast. E, ability to gift Pro subscription to other users. We will likely allow monthly, i.e. $10 increments. In other words, you could gift a month of Pro to somebody, or Merkle could, if they wanted to have them test or, see if they like it, et cetera, et cetera. So freemium kind of thing. Again, the NFT is a collectible. There are no other benefits to NFT holders. All benefits we will work on will be for Pro subscribers. So very cool. And we'll see how that all plays out. I'm sure we'll be sharing more as they get announced. Especially this part. Okay, so now that Pro is launched, time to revisit the probably dumb but might work after you launch subscription ideas Notion doc. And then this was funny, Kristen. Can you share how you organize your Notion docs sometime? We literally have a single folder called docs. Where 95% of docs go at our default public. I just thought that was funny. In some ways, it follow me for more pro tips. So that Dana said this before, that they had a document that said do not open until bull run, and they cracked that open like 6 months ago or so. So this is like I love this kind of thinking of like keeping those sort of, and I have notes just like that too, of like just ideas that might be crazy, but at some point they might not, they might make sense. So there's like, if this happens, then this kind of flows. And I love seeing this all playing out. It's so funny. So we'll see what comes next. Oops, wrong one. Here we go. Back over here. This was also funny. Breaking. Okay, let me be very clear. None of this is true before I continue to read this. This is a joke. Breaking. DWR says animated PFPs are making a comeback exclusively for Farcaster Pro users. Again, not true. On the Misinform Media, in other words, misinformation, Misinform Media podcast this morning, Farcaster founder Dan Romero said he wants to earn the people's hearts best emails and $120, agreeing that animated PFPs are the only way to truly bring back culture to the Purple app. With the new subscription model, users will finally get access back to the loved feature that's been causing problems for nearly 50% of Farcaster users. That is 17 Android phones. Users absolutely losing it after the news. And Dan's response was, LOL, no. LOL, no. It's not happening. It's not happening, Jan. Sorry.
They're just too hard. Animated PFPs are the things that is,
I know.
it's just too hard to do.
I know. But you know what? If you click on them, let me see if I can get Jan's to come up. If you click on their profile pic, it will be animated. You just have to click in. That's all.
Yeah, that was
Do
like
the whole
3
thing.
clicks. No one's doing that.
No one's doing that.
No.
But that was hilarious. So Jan, well done. Very funny. We had a lot of funny happening on the timeline. Badge is shiny though. Do you feel anything? It's just them wearing their check badges. That's it. That's it. Nothing else. NFT badge, active badge, power badge, pro badge. That's interesting. Kind of love the progression there. Really fun. I'm curious. Somebody said Miguel should do an animation where the badges morph. I wonder if that's what he's doing. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. So this is from you. Your Farcaster Pro number is not your worth. P.S. If you pay in warps, you don't even get a number. which I thought was really funny.
It did make me think for a minute. I was like, wait, did my
that work?
not go
Yeah,
through?
but you're fine.
And
Yeah.
I guess.
And this
But
was
also, even if I didn't have pro, I would also be fine.
you would also be fine. You would be totally fine.
We would get through the day.
Mhm.
And
Your
we
life
said
would
this
still have meaning.
before.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 99.999% of anything someone says about pro
Yeah.
mattering at this point is a joke.
I've said this way too many times already to people, so I'm not telling y'all. I'm not replying anymore about it because I already told you, but I'm going to tell you again. So this is from Zal. Okay, I know it's not my worth, Adrian Nanish Prof, but it's pretty cool to be earlier on something. I am a Farcaster Pro user 242. I signed up 8 minutes after launch. Check yours. So this was you can click on the frame. It will launch and tell you what number you were. And I am 315. And then you can share it, tells you how long it took you to get in, et cetera, et cetera. So it's kind of cool. And that was the thing that you could not do because you fought with warps. This was hilarious from Cameron, how it feels to be Farcaster Pro with the little check marks over the eyes. Very funny. I loved that one. I also happen to really like that movie. This was from Sigwider, how it feels to have Farcaster Pro. Again, feeling the power. This is like the power badge all over again. And this from Burt Wurst. The money keeps moving in a circle. This is very, very true because rewards. So that's the other thing to keep in mind. A lot of folks who are buying Pro have earned rewards on this platform. So a lot of this is giving back to the community and back to sort of into the Farconomy. That was what Burberry said, and I thought she said it really well. Proof of Pro, spending $120 on the app that I use most out of any was the easiest decision I made this year. If I get absolutely nothing for it, I'm happy to support the ecosystem that funds my friends, vibes, and games. And that's kind of how I look at this as well, and many others as well. So if you've earned money on Farcaster, it's very easy to put it back in. If you haven't, it's completely understandable why this may not be your jam right now. That's okay. That's perfectly fine. This is from Say Angel. This was really funny. In the words of DWR.eth, if you have a badge, you're eligible for the unofficial NFT. This is the unofficial one that you could mint. Free limited edition collectible for those who paid with Farcaster Pro. And also he is launching one for, where the heck is it? He's working on it. The Anti-Procaster Caster Club will be available for those who did not mint a Pro subscription. It'll be something like that, like sort of the anti-social club. So coming soon, there will be things that'll be just for those who don't have the Pro. So there you go. So it's coming. Don't worry. Few other fun things. This was hilarious. I would pay $12,000 for Farcaster Pro if this is the NFT art with the Bored Ape, the trippy Bored Ape with the crown. Then Abba said, "Hey, DWR, please make the collection PFP artish." Dan just said, no.
You don't even get the LOL.
No, there was not even a laugh on this one. Just no. Just no. And I said, I definitely would not pay $12,000 for that. I didn't the first time. I'm not gonna the second time. That's for sure. But this is actually related to some of the joke that was going around. So let me clarify Triumph's joke. So there was once upon a time, come on, there we go. Once upon a time, and I forgot to pull that one. There was a post on crypto Twitter that said if you're not rocking a PFP for that's worth more than 100K, don't at me, don't follow, like don't talk to me. And it was very obnoxious, and everybody knew it was very obnoxious. And it was somebody rocking a Bored Ape Yacht Club PFP. So Triumph, using that copy pasta, said, if you're rocking a PFP with no pro badge, please don't at me or share your opinion on my wall. I don't care what you have to say. Reality is you need to work harder, move out of your mom's basement, stack ETH Soul, buy a real pro badge, and then share your opinion. Total joke. Total joke.
What was the wall from?
Not
Was
true.
who had the wall? Was it Facebook, MySpace, Friendster?
No, it was talking about Twitter. It was Twitter.
No, I know, but
I don't know
on my
why.
wall wasn't
I
one of the
know.
first which social media called it the
Facebook
wall?
has a
Was it the
wall, and I think MySpace technically had a wall. But this was on Twitter when it happened.
Right.
So
The pasta.
Yeah,
The
the
origination
pasta.
of the
Yeah, let me actually grab that real quick. So it was not like it was obnoxious and everybody joked about it. So every once in a while, this like joke about don't at me, don't, you don't, if you're not rocking this, don't at me, that kind of thing. Totally a joke, not serious, and don't take it to heart whatsoever, because it's really just in good fun and sort of poking at those who actually take this seriously. Oh, here it is. So ordinal reverse found it for me, so that was helpful. So thank you for that. And this was the original. If you're rocking a PFP under 100K, please don't at me or share your opinion on my wall. I don't care what you have to say. Reality is you need to work harder, move out of your mom's basement, stack ETH Soul, buy a few real PFP, then share your opinion. That was actually real. and really obnoxious. So when you see Triumph doing that, he is totally kidding. And the same thing from Steve here. Please don't talk to me if your Farcaster Pro number is above 863. Just kidding. And putting it in your profile. Just hilarious. Joking. It's jokes, people. This was also funny from Dorinity. This better get me into FarCon next year, or I'm gonna go full Karen. But I love the Nickelback.
the framed. Oh,
It's from Nickelback. Oh, that was funny. For real though, this from Plants. Don't FOMO or feel bad. $120 is a lot of money. The pro phase craze will pass like crypto does. Exactly. Just do you. It's the MFR way. The 1 million being raised will help everyone. It really will. Just do you. And 100%, like 100%, that I can't stress that enough. This is from Allure. At this point, my home feed only includes pro badges cast. The real differentiator is not having it. Keckers, Lefterus, Astromark, Hair, and me are the only members of this exclusive club, and you cannot join it since there's no going back from pro. Are we the resistance now? Maybe. By the way, I've multiple times almost gotten this as a tattoo, the resistance, Star Wars resistance. One of these days I will do that. So,
literally have no idea what that thing is.
Star Wars.
Never seen it before. So I'm embarrassed.
So disappointed in you. But that's fine. We can't be friends. Sorry.
Too bad.
Too bad. Too late.
Yeah,
this is from Brad Q. Top 5 reasons to not get Farcaster Pro. 5, you want to retain your amateur status for the Olympics. Very important. 4, you're concerned about paparazzi. Understandable. 3, you want to stay out of Jeff Goldberg's data crosshairs. That is a great reason. 2, you're holding out for Threads Pro. I mean, I can understand that. You might want Threads Pro. 1, you're going to build your own protocol. By the way, does anyone understand the photo who is under the age of 40? I'm going to guess no. You have no idea who that guy is. So really, last time I'm going to say this, guys, if you didn't get Pro, it's okay. It's not a big deal. It's fine. It's totally fine. Enjoy people having fun on the timeline. And we will stop talking about this probably by tomorrow. You're probably going to get one more day of it, and then
it'll run. It's got legs. It'll run a little bit longer.
Yeah,
because one, we haven't seen the NFTs yet. So like the NFTs are going to drop. Everyone's going to have to talk about the art. People can still buy into. You can still get Farcaster Pro, but not the NFT. So people will talk about that. So it has legs, but one of the things we talk about over the years is Farcaster requires proof of work.
Yeah.
And this is a rare, like where it's like, this is more proof of stake. So it's you're paying for your status. You're not earning your status. Although so many people have money in their wallet because they earned it.
Right.
But I still think so much of the network, the value of the network comes from people doing like actual work over, days, months, years, and contributing. So have fun with it. But
Yeah.
I still think like focus on the long term, just contribute good and good will come your way.
And yes, gregarious, non-pro people can watch this show. This is open to all. We do not limit. We do not have a pro feed. Anyone can join. And plants,
including
good to see you.
including dogs.
Including dogs. Dogs are allowed.
Memeing dogs that can how talk and type
Yes.
are
Who
welcome.
earned their pro subscription via rewards.
It's a circle. It's a circle, people.
It's a circle. It's called an economy. So funny. And plants we just were showing you on the screen. You may have missed it. All right. We have other things to talk about. I know this is surprising. I have a whole separate group of links. Separate from the bro links. There aren't many, but there are a few things. Besides, and yes, Hamalama, it was David Letterman. I just wasn't sure anyone would recognize that man. He looks completely different. Have you seen him lately, by the way?
On his Netflix show with
the massive beard.
Yeah.
It's like a totally different person. Yeah, you missed it by like 30 seconds. Anyway, all right, few more things. We did have some rewards go out yesterday. It was Rewards Tuesday. Good. I mean, obviously, why wouldn't you time it for that? If you're then selling something, it makes sense to do that on a Tuesday. So this is from Brad Q. Rewards leaderboard results. Shrijan.eth at number 1. Div at number 5 is a Noise reward for their busy week. So those are the folks who launched Noise this week and clearly, took over the timeline until Pro. 3 first timers in the top 10. Drees out of nowhere to number 6. Drees, let us know your secret. Alex on Chain returns after a year away to a whirlwind of 3 days to number 8. Blank Space takes number 10 after some earlier close calls. Speaking of whirlwinds, Nays yaps and vibes her first 2 days on FC to number 20. That's impressive. Abril rides her onboarding from Demers Cross via TED at Accelerate to debut in the top 30. So there's some new Solana folks, I'm guessing. And the meme coveted 69, the esteemed and base Jesse Pollock takes it. Whoa, that's funny. Still seeing new first timers. Saw a couple this morning casting about trying to get there first. Also seeing a lot of new tiers achieved. So very cool to see all the folks in there. Also see Moon Poppy, Garrett, Jimmy No Rules, some other friends. Burt Worst coming in at number 7. Phil at 9. Phil hitting the top 10 after his bit of a crazy week. So that's
main character moment.
We call that a W, Phil. That's a W. There you go.
No such thing as bad press.
Take the W. There you go. This from V, maybe. Come on. Why are you doing this to me? Link changes have caused me pain. Here we go. Don't use your FC wallet keys in other wallets. If you get compromised, there is no way to rotate the wallet with our key storage model today. So be very careful with this. It's okay to export your keys and put in a password manager or to send funds out to another wallet. So this was in response to Linda. Please be extra careful when exporting your Farcaster wallet private keys. Have had 2 users message me today that it was compromised after storing outside of Farcaster and funds were drained. So be careful. B goes on, why don't we support rotating keys? We will in the future, but it's a very complicated feature and can open up other avenues for losing funds, rotating a wallet that has funds in it and forgetting to back it up. For the time being, be careful when exporting wallets. So, yeah, we've seen this happen a couple times with folks.
Have you exported your wallet?
No. I have not.
I have.
Okay, be careful.
Now and do we have the keys? We don't have the keys to our Warplet. Is that right? Like, is he talking only about the Farcaster custody wallet that the identity is on?
I was assuming they were talking about the Warplet, but now I'm not sure.
So was I, but now I
So
need
now
to
I'm
reply to him
not
and
sure.
ask.
Yeah, that's a good
I have
question.
I've exported my Farcaster wallet for sure.
Yeah, it was wallet. He said FC wallet keys in other wallets. So he was talking about the wallet. But good questions though. I'd ask all of that. Yeah, I've never exported my keys from Farcaster. So
It's
they
just
live
cool. I
there.
like to see my
Yeah.
Farcaster wallet, which has, I mean, I don't use it. I from the
Right.
beginning, I connected a separate wallet anyway, but I did export my keys. And
Okay.
when we
Well,
joined,
be
we
careful.
had to write down a seed phrase.
We did. I still have that. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too. I'm
I
not
still
going to
got
tell you where
those.
it is.
I'm not going to tell you either.
It's
in your brain. It's right here.
it's in my brain. Just kidding.
Implanted.
So if you try to kidnap me, I won't be able to tell you.
Neuralink. Yeah, everything's in safety deposit boxes at 12 different banks. Anyway, oh my God, why is it so slow? This happened yesterday as well, which might have been some bad timing. I don't know. Was it good timing or bad timing? Not quite sure. Might have gotten lost in the shuffle, but this was totally co-founder of Solana did an AMA recently, yesterday. So go check that out. And we are going to have some folks on from Solana next Wednesday. Is that
That's
when
right.
we're doing it? Okay. Next Wednesday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern. So that is 9:30 a.m. West Coast time. So a little West Coast friendly time for you. And we're going to be chatting with some of the folks who are building on Solana and Farcaster. So that'll be fun. And Linda, I think, is going to join us as well and talk about her time at Accelerate and what she's hearing from the Solana community in regards to Farcaster. So that'll be fun. This from Justin on, which this was really funny, and this is going to drive me crazy. Why is this happening? Let me make sure this is minimized. Maybe that's why. Needless to say, I really like being on here, but I cannot wait for the day when 90% of the content is not about Farcaster itself. And then Polluter Minds, brother, have you heard the good word about Farcaster Pro? Please, I need to know what pro number are you? So funny jokes, but yeah, it's getting there. It's getting there, but we do talk about ourselves a lot over here.
I will say just my own personal experience of casting yesterday. Like I casted a bunch of things about Farcaster Pro and I casted things that had nothing to do with Farcaster Pro. And the engagement I get on the Farcaster stuff, like it's not about the quantity of things. It's just the things that people pick up on and then tend to get circulated and what you see. So you know
what, I had a conversation while I was going back and forth with Tim from Kiwi News, and I hadn't seen that they had launched their mini app. And what Tim had said, Tim had casted something about like, oh, Ted and Horsefacts both recasted this and the number didn't go up. And he was upset like about it. And I was like, I didn't even see it. So you have to, a reminder, you gotta cast things like 7 times before people take action, usually. So don't stop. But also, if you haven't checked out Kiwi News mini app, you really should. It's kind of good. So you can now upvote just right from in here, which is really nice. So nice new features, and go check it out. Mac has moved on from Kiwi, which that just happened, and we forgot to talk about that the other day. But Tim's still building, and if you're not familiar, this is similar to like a Hacker News. You can upvote different articles, but the fact that it's now in a mini app, I feel like really unlocks some things and makes it much easier to interact and upvote and kind of add things and all that kind of stuff. So go check it out. It's pretty cool. This from Rish, and I need help with this. Adrian, this is the one. I'm going to read this, and then if you have any idea what it's saying, but I feel like it's important. We've offered a managed Kafka streaming service for Farcaster events for a bit now. Benefit being able to read fully hydrated objects real time instead of raw hub events. So far, the only option was to subscribe to the full stream or not subscribe at all, same hubs. Now it's possible to subscribe by event type, e.g., getCast created or reaction.created events only. Same as webhooks. So you end up with a stream that has rich objects with all metadata and only has the objects you need. So you don't need to filter, also lowers cost when consuming. Reach out if interested. And then there's more information about the Kafka data pipeline as well as part of this cast. What did I just say?
Rich just said, he's like, I'd love to see a panel of people try to explain what this is. Like, so that'll be funny. If you are someone who needs to know what this is about, you will already understand this. So it's good. We don't even need to explain. If you don't know what this is about, just carry on. But the idea of this is, look, Rich is the founder of Nanar. Nanar is a Farcaster infrastructure company. So they serve developers. If you're building on Farcaster, they're building tools to make it easier to work on Farcaster. You don't need Nanar. You can spin up your own infrastructure, Farcaster hubs that are all open. So just imagine you're building a mini app, alternative client, whatever it is, but you want access to all of the data in the hubs. Imagine how much data is coming in every second if you're trying to process all of that. This is what streaming means. It's literally streams. It's like input and output, little bytes,
all the data,
zeros and ones of just like data dump of everything that everyone is saying. Every single cast itself, you've got your however many characters, but what else do you have about it? You have who wrote it, what the embeds are, their follower. They're like, there's so much. It is such a data rich environment and there's so much. So my interpretation, it is interpretation, I don't know, is just they're
breaking up the data. The way I'm
they're
taking
making
it
it easier for you. Yes,
okay.
They're making it easier for you to develop so that you can kind of it makes it easier as a developer, so you can kind of opt in or out to just the data that you're looking for, as opposed to kind of dealing with the ocean of data.
All right, cool. And then hydrated turn IDs into data events, lots of noise in a hub, not you get the types of things you care about. Okay. And then this is definitely useful. So that's good. So the people who know what this is found it useful.
You heard it here.
There we go.
Heard it here first.
There we go.
Definitely useful.
Definitely useful. All right.
And Rish, by the way, if Rish is listening, please let us know how we did.
Yeah, I hope we did you proud. Couple of fun things, and then we're gonna close out with the Octant round. I saw this the other day and I was like, oh my God, this is so freaking cool. And I don't know why I hadn't seen this before. But this is by Unique Object, who creates, like, I saw the wallets at one point, but I don't think I ever saw this. And I think Dan had recasted it. And he makes different bags and like basically like briefcases, messenger bags, purses, like things like that from the interior of old cars. And this one was from the interior of a 1974 Mercury Comet. And I went to the website and I honestly just can't decide which one I like best because there's so many cool things on there. But I just found it just really fun. So there you go. If you're looking for content that is not just about Farcaster Pro, go to Unique Object because it's really cool. It has really cool things there. And just scroll through because pretty amazing. Also, Bold Leonidas is back on Farcaster, sharing his memes and cartoons and such. So very glad to have you back, Bold. And this was, are you going to work today? I'm too tired. Nudge, and it's Twitter. It's the X for Twitter. Fine, but I'm only going to do the bare minimum because if you didn't know, and by the way, didn't know, X has been having a lot of problems. It's been going down a lot. So there you go. I thought that was funny. The only reason I know that X has been down is because people
on Farcaster are talking about it, right? That's why.
They're coming over and talking about it and going, X is down, and now I'm back over here now. So there's been a few people who've made their way back over because of that. So that's been always good to see. And let me dive into this one last thing. We're going to talk about Octant's retro round with Purple. And I'm just trying to get these to load so I can talk about them. And also, I wanted to just do a quick scroll through Octant's channel. They also have an epoch that is open, epoch 8. But let's talk about this. So we have a round that's happening right now. Submissions for Farcaster Spring 2025 RPGF are now open. Grant reward past work that's positively impacted Farcaster. To enter, post your project with hashtag Farcaster PGF Spring 2025 in the Octant channel. Only one nomination per person. Important announcement from Tayab. If you get caught using amps on any submissions, and by the way, they're all public, so it can be seen, you will likely get disqualified. We are trying to help the community find what matters. Stop being greedy. So in other words, don't do that. This belonged in the don't do that. Don't do this. So don't do this. There you go. But go take
It's
a look at
funny,
this. Go ahead.
because I didn't think about using amps, like whatever.
No, me neither.
It didn't occur to me people would. Now that he brings it up, of course people would.
Of course people would. Yeah.
Show me the incentive.
I had the same thought.
But
I had the same exact thought. It never crossed my mind. And then when he posted that, I'm like, oh, yeah.
But then it
okay.
also goes to like the what is amps, right? And what do people
Right.
do? It's like, are you lobbying for your project? Is that legal? Sure. You can DM your friends and be like, hey, raise awareness. So I find it grayer. I mean, it's like, because this almost comes down to etiquette. I don't remember seeing this in like the rules beforehand, which is like, here's what you can do, what you can't do. And it kind of comes down to like etiquette and norms, but don't do this. Don't pay
Don't
people.
do this. Well, essentially you're
permissionlessly.
paying, if you're doing this, if you're using amps, you're essentially paying to actually
Get
win
someone's
money
vote.
in the round, and that's not right. And you're also then that person is liking your cast maybe without even realizing it, and maybe didn't want to include you in their vote. So it's a little, just don't. And also you'll need to know that they are like a member of Purple or a member, or have paid for, like have contributed to the round. Otherwise they don't have a vote anyway. So that's another aspect of this. But also just don't. Just don't. This is easy. Just don't do it. The apps close. Your submissions have to be in by the 30th of May, 12 p.m. Eastern. So get your posts in there soon, and also get your votes in. So if you are voting in the round, go to the Octant channel. This is actually the Octant. This is not their channel. This is the other thing. So go to the Octant channel and make sure that you are going through and voting on the ones that you want to see. So just scroll on through and you'll see submissions for Cast Out from me, and for the bot from Adrian, but also a lot of great submissions. Our friend Emma was nominated for her work with Farcon. There's just a ton of great submissions. So go check them out and choose the ones that you like. And even if you're not a member of Purple, or you're not if you didn't donate, if you don't have a true vote in the round, you can still amplify the ones you like and share them with others so they get more visuals. There you go. Okay. And I pulled up the wrong thing, but let me just shout this out. Their Epoch 8 from Octant is out there. So this one is really focused on core Ethereum alignment. So if you are doing a project that relates to direct protocol improvements, consensus, execution, data availability, core networking, shared infrastructure such as clients, testnets, and tooling, open dashboards, data sets, or studies, or protocol level research, this is the round for you. So go check it out and dive into the eligibility criteria for that. And I know there's a ton of people who are doing those sorts of things who are on Farcaster. So make sure you go check that out. This is completely separate from the Purple and Octant Farcaster round. This is a whole separate thing. All right, Adrian, did I forget anything? I think that was everything. This is going to be a short show today. Ha 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 ha. That's funny. I thought we only had one thing to talk about.
There's only one thing.
Yeah. So that's it. I think that's it from us. We will be back Friday. We also have the FarCon interviews and keynote and all the things ready to drop. We are waiting for one more thing, and I'm going to give it one more day. And if we don't have it, I'm going to drop the first one tomorrow. We were waiting for the interviews that we did in our podcast space to be able to add them to the other speaker things that came from the main stage and put them together. And we just don't have those yet. So I'm going to give it one more day. But if not, we're just going to drop the keynote tomorrow. It'll be at a West Coast friendly time so everyone can enjoy. So look for that later today. And also one more thing that I'm going to drop sometime probably in the next hour. I'm going to be putting up a prop to purple to sponsor Farcaster Trivia, which will start next Wednesday. And we're also going to have an opportunity for 8 other sponsors that are going to be dropped as an NFT collection. You'll be able to buy the NFT to sponsor trivia, get a question in about your brand, your project, your coin, whatever you want to promote. And it will help support this kind of community building activity on Farcaster. So
Yay.
fun coming later. And then we'll be back Friday. What time are we on Friday? 8:30? I don't even know anymore. What time's Friday?
East Coast friendly time.
East Coast friendly. I'm like, what time are we on Friday? We don't have any guests Friday, right? I couldn't remember. Okay. So we will be back. And we will have more. Tulu will have a lot more information on the timeline once the trivia is launched. You'll be able to register. The idea is that we'll have sponsors that will cover the registration, and we'll have lots of people be able to participate. No pro badge needed to participate. Just fun and a chance to win.
Yeah.
100 USD. See.
You can just change your display name to pro everywhere you are. You can just do that.
You can just do things. You can just do things. Yeah, we're pros. Our pro what? We're just pro. Just pro. That's it. Just pro, bro. That's it. All right, Adrian. And with that, I think that's it. That is all. That is it. I almost used this as my background, so I just want to show it. That was all the pro things from yesterday. All the pro things for yesterday. And then lastly, again, thank you, Octant, for sponsoring GM Farcaster, but also for working with Purple on this amazing Farcaster Retro PGF round. Make sure you go check that out in the Octant channel. And with that, Adrian, I think we can call it. All right.
All right.
All right, everybody.
Hey, everyone.
We will see you Friday. And until then, bye-bye.